So we know Trump made EBT cuts, but now a woman cosplaying a single mother of three who used $700 a month in food stamps is clapping back after getting cut off. But here's what nobody's talking about. She's not mad about the system. She's mad she got caught and it didn't last.
Storytime about how I got caught lying on my food stamp application while doing a face full of new makeup. All right, y'all, let's get down to business. I have to tell y'all this story because it's so funny now that it's over. So the year is 2020. Everybody is at their peak scamming position. I'm talking PPP loans. I'm talking about stimulus checks. I'm talking about food stamps.
I want nothing to do with no scams.
So I said to myself, myself said, I said, you need some food stamps too, boo. Go get you some. So I moseyed on down to the SNAP website. It was my time to shine. I'll go ahead on and fill out the application. It's myself, 3 kids. But there was an important piece that I've left out. I forgot to tell them about my man. Child, I done told them people my kids ain't got no daddy. That's the thing about social services. They always want to know your business. You got money in your account? Do you own a car? Do your kids have a father? Child, that lady called asking all them questions. I almost wanted to body slam her. Stay out my business. Anywho, Fast forward, we get approved. And I'm talking approved. Now, by this point, I quit my job. This is when COVID started to really affect our family. Daycare providers was getting COVID. Co-workers was getting COVID. It was just COVID out over here. So I said, oh, no. That ain't even about to fly. Not with my babies. Keep in mind, not only did I have a 6-year-old, but I had twin 4-month-olds. No. So everything's going well for a while. I'm getting my little money every month. They're giving me about $700, okay? And I wasn't playing about my little Sev. I was at the grocery store promptly, 8 a.m. every night of the month. So about 5 months go by, then I go back to work. Here's where everything falls apart. So one day I'm getting ready for work. I got my kids out the door. They at daycare. I'm just getting ready for work, listening to gospel music like the beautiful, holy, saved woman I am. I hear a knock.
Ironic.
Knock at the door. This is odd because who knocks on somebody's door at 9 a.m. in the morning? I don't answer doors because I have anxiety, so my husband got it, which is normal. It's his house. I hear him say, babe. So I'm like, what could anyone want with me? I go to the door, and for the sake of this video, we're going to say her name was Jessica Rubenstein. She says, my name is Jessica Rubenstein from the county fraud department. My heart was in my ass. I'm like, yes, Miss Rubenstein, whatever could you want? So she's like, so you put on your application that you're a single mother, but we see here that you're married. Married? Well, whoever told you that? Like it ain't public record. I said, ma'am, somebody done told you wrong. Y'all, this lady pulled out a whole file on me. You'd think I would give up, but no, I'm determined. She said, well, who was that guy that just answered the door? I said, that's my brother, Jonathan. Jonathan? Really? She said, oh, really? Because he looks a lot like the guy in your profile picture. She done sat in my face and told me my own husband's name. And I still tried to lie. So at some point, she's just like, all right, let's cut the crap. I know you're married. I know that's your husband. Do you want me to look around? Like, I know this is your man. He's like, the more you lie, the less I can help you. Whatever. Okay, fine. You caught me. What's up? So she's like, of course I have to share my findings. Of course you're going to be off of food stamps. Of course you're going to be done with daycare. Because you lied. And that's what happens when you lie. So I'm like, you mean I have to use my own money? She goes back to the office. Of course, she shares her findings with her boss as she's supposed to. And of course, I get cut off. Now I have a bill. So fast forward to 2023. So far, I ain't pay on the bill at all. I was just letting it rock out. You know what I mean? Because clearly I didn't have the money if I had to take it from you. But when you owe somebody, they gonna get their money. And how did they get their money? My taxes. When I say them people got their revenge on me, they got it. Over $2,000 of my tax return. Gone. Did they take it? You know they did. You know they got their money. I'm glad they took it though, because I don't like sitting around owing nobody. Take your money and go. Leave me alone. But get this. I randomly received 2 PEBT cards totaling over $3,000. They're in my children's names, of course. I'm not doing no more fraud. I got those cards and told my kids to put their shoes on immediately. we had business to take care of. Basically, I said all of this to say, don't be like me. Be smart. Don't lie to them people, because applying for these resources is like inviting them into your business. And they will absolutely do a thorough search. But I don't gotta do that no more. I'm up now. Toodaloo.
Let's point out the blatant contradiction first. First, you implied that everybody was scamming in 2020, so that made you go ahead and partake in the scam, which implied to me that you didn't need the food stamps. Then you tried to make it seem like right at the end, oh, we good now. You know, you're fine now. You basically implying that you didn't have to. Look, let's just call it what it is. She lied. She hit her husband. She said her kids didn't have a father. She played the system for $700 a month and thought it was cute. The entitlement was oozing through this, of course, until the fraud department knocked on that door, until the IRS pulled up like, thanks for that tax refund. And now she's clapping back, not because it's unjust, but because the game is over. It's not oppression. It's cause and effect. And let's be real. She wouldn't even be on camera if she didn't think some people wouldn't cheer on. Why? Y'all know why. Oh, wow. I forgot. I got the mic all the way back here. I'm talking in the screen. My bad. But why? Because we built a culture where fraud is funny and accountability is somehow cruel. But she's not the only one. See, there's a whole community of folks who don't just abuse the system. They built a lifestyle off of it, and they proud of it. Want proof?
I sit up here laughing, oh, about time. Now y'all can finally work. About time. Now y'all going to see what it's like to just not sit around on your ass and blah, blah, blah. Work like us, blah, blah, blah. Quit being so lazy, blah, blah, blah. Hater vibes, like the fuck I said. And I got time today. I got motherfucking time today.
Oh, so you got time to go get a job.
I got motherfucking time today. There's people that's disabled that need food stamps that cannot work. Elderly that cannot work,
that's
that might
given.
need Section 8 and need help with their rent. Everybody that get food stamps in Section 8 is not fucking lazy. I know that, and that's facts. That's facts. I guarantee motherfuckers that get food stamps and Section 8 or Medicaid probably work just as much or harder than some of you motherfuckers that don't get it. So like I said, hater vibes. What it is y'all big mad that y'all didn't qualify or couldn't get the shit. That's what it is. It's giving hater. But don't get on here and do too much. Because I said what I said and I got time all day. All fucking day.
Now, this ain't someone fighting for the disabled. This is someone using them as a shield for her own ego. She says people are mad they didn't qualify. That we're haters for laughing at a pause in government assistance. No, we're not mad. We're just exhausted. Watching folks treat benefits like birthrights while the working class gets taxed to death. It's not, that's, let me just give you a harsh truth. If hearing about benefit cuts make you feel personally attacked, that's not because you're in need. That's because you're addicted. Addicted to comfort, addicted to free, addicted to blaming the system instead of bettering yourself. But not everyone is clapping back. Some folks are genuinely struggling. And yet, even they've been conditioned to blame the government when help ain't enough. When their help ain't enough, at least. Let's take it there, y'all.
I'm getting really frustrated today with the way that our government handles people being able to eat. Like, we shouldn't have to jump through all these hoops to get some fucking food, let alone people like me who are poor and have dietary issues and have foods that they can't eat, that are affordable, that like fit within the budget of food stamps, but I can't eat them because I'm going to get sick. So today, for example, I get to choose between eating and being sick. And I chose not to eat because I really don't feel like being sick and being on my period. So like, I just want to be able to eat without stress. I want to be able to eat without feeling like I have to ask people for food or for money for food because my food stamps aren't enough.
I would say that you got a problem with decision-making skills, but you made a wise decision today. Look, she's emotional. You know, she's hurting, and she's genuinely in belief that the system let her down. But nobody told her the truth. Government help was never meant to fit your lifestyle. It was meant to keep you alive until you can move past it. Now she's stuck, not just financially, but mentally more than anything. Still waiting on the system that was never designed to care, just to control. Now, she's not a fraud, but she's still in a trap. And that's the kind of quiet damage Democrats never talk about. But while other people are dealing with this in some ways, one person, as this person is, you know, crying that food is not enough. We got another one online defending soda as a basic human right. Paid for by your taxes, by the way. And she actually means it.
I don't know why you taxpayers feel so entitled to tell me to get a job and get off government assistance. I'm sorry, working is not for me. I haven't worked in over 15 years. I've been on government assistance for over 15 years. Why would I get a job and lose my $3,700 in food stamps? Why would I do that? Instead of worrying about me getting a job, worry about yourself and doing good at work so you can continue to support me and my family. Continue paying your taxes so you can continue to feed me and my family. I have made a career out of living off the government, and I'm not going to stop now. I will be teaching my kids' kids to live off the government.
There's gotta be.
I live off of
Cap.
food stamps, child support, cash assistance, and WIC. It's a great business. I probably make a lot more in government assistance than you ever have at your job. And guess what? I'm my own boss because I don't need to ask for time off. I could just take it. I could, sleep in if I want to and not get in trouble because I don't have to report for work. And yes, I will continue having children as long as it means that my benefits will increase.
This has to be satire, bro. Like, this has to be trolling. Who cares if I buy soda with EBT? We do. Because when you're on government assistance, you're not spending your money, you're spending ours. She wants freedom without accountability, luxury with no labor, choices with no consequences. And the worst part, if you criticize it, they call you judgmental. But if you stay silent, you're complacent or compliant. Both. They didn't just create a safety net. They created a comfort zone so deep people forgot what independence feels like. If this is true. And if you think junk food was the worst use of EBT, let me introduce you to the food stamp black market. And this next clip is not a joke. It's how real people flip your stamps into real hustles. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Your taxes into real hustles.
Hey, y'all. Trying to wind down, baby. Who is it? Knocking like they the police. Who is it? I mean, you're winding down. Come in. Come in.
Miss Mary. Miss Mary.
Come on.
Why would you do that?
Why would I do what?
Why would you spend all my stamps like that?
What do you mean spend all your stamps? I gave you what, $50 and I spent $200.
It's half off.
Okay, and I gave you 50
more dollars.
How owe you $50 more?
It's 100 for 200, Miss Mary.
Oh no, ma'am, I don't have it.
It's 100 for 200, Miss Mary.
Okay, well I don't have it.
It's 100 for 200, Miss Mary. You done spent my stamps. Why would you do that?
What you mean? Why would I do that?
Wow. Accountability and counting issue. This is where we are now. Y'all know the hustle, 100 for 200 in stamps. Then the argument when the hustle, then they argue, obviously, when the hustle just didn't go as planned. She doesn't deny it. She didn't flinch. She just drinks some wine and says, I don't have it. The entitlement. And people wonder why the cuts are happening. This is why, not because Trump is cruel, because too many people turned help into a hustle and started crying when the system finally called them out on it. Look, man, let's be clear. These EBT cuts are not random. They're surgical. And they aim this exactly at the rot of the system, the rot in the system. I mean, you lied, you flipped it, you abused it, and now you're clapping back like you're the victim. Nah. The real victims are the people who worked hard, paid taxes, and followed the rules. And now have to fund your fallout. Y'all be safe. Go check on somebody today. You can quite literally be saving their life. Peace.